The facts are coming in. The COVID-19 death predictions of governments are proving to be wild exaggerations that have inflicted unnecessary stress, anxiety, and fear on millions of people. In March, the United Kingdom and other countries listened to Dr. Neil Ferguson of Imperial College, who predicted as many as 510,000 COVID deaths in the United Kingdom and 2,200,000 deaths in the United States. These numbers were relied upon by the United Kingdom and governments around the world to justify lockdowns that violate our freedoms and human dignity and have pushed tens of millions of people into unemployment and poverty. More than 2 months later, at the end of May, COVID deaths are a tiny fraction of what Dr. Ferguson predicted. In the UK, the US, Italy, and globally, COVID deaths are within the same range as deaths from the annual flu. The annual flu kills between 300,000 and 640,000 people every year. Don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself on government websites, Centre for Disease Control, British, Italian, and other health authorities. It appears that governments in Canada also relied on Dr. Ferguson's predictions as the basis for restricting our charter freedoms to move, travel, associate, assemble, and worship. In Alberta, for example, Premier Jason Kenney warned that as many as 32,000 Albertans could die of COVID. And here we are towards the end of May, and 138 Albertans have died, not 32,000. Not only were the death predictions wildly inaccurate, but claims by politicians and chief medical officers that COVID poses a serious threat to young and healthy people are also demonstrably false. The Alberta government's own data and data from governments around the world show that COVID-19 is a serious threat to people who are elderly and already very sick, not the rest of the population. Children and people under 20 have a greater chance of death by lightning than from COVID. For adults under 60, your chance of dying from COVID is smaller than your chance of dying while driving to work. That is, if you're lucky enough to have a job after what the lockdown has done to our economy. Still, Alberta Premier Jason Kenney continues to compare COVID-19 to the Spanish flu of 100 years ago, which killed between 20 and 100 million adults around the world, most of them ages 20 to 40. This is willful blindness to facts or deliberate fear-mongering. Politicians are continuing to violate our charter freedoms with the lockdown, based on fear-mongering, not on facts. The facts are available. You owe it to yourself to check them out. I'm John Carpay. Thanks for listening.